On the third play of this drive, it was 3rd and 16 at the 3-yard line. Testaverde to throw. Pressure coming from Bob White.
Well, most athletes, or most quarterbacks aren't great athletes. I think we'll talk to Bob about that in just a few minutes.
You're in trouble.
But Vinny Testaverde bench presses 325 pounds. One of the things that Joe Paterno told us this week was that he was concerned that as a defensive lineman getting close to Testaverde, the tendency of a defensive back is to get away from the wide receiver. There's no way they think that the sack will not be made, but Testaverde runs out of people's grasp and does it very well. That was a big play in this drive, getting them out of their own territory.
He picked up 21 yards and the first down. Here's a play-action fake, and it is too high, and it is incomplete as he overthrows Melvin Bratton and trying just a little touch throw. And Bob Greasy, I have the feeling it's a strange first quarter that we saw.
Charlie, you mentioned a little earlier that Paterno wanted to get into the mind of Testaverde, and one of the ways he's doing it is he's taking away everything deep. He has 3 men sitting deep. Testaverde would have to sit back there 10 seconds for one of his receivers to run past him. The other thing he's doing is occasionally he is blitzing 1 or 2 linebackers, so he's mixing it up. But the thing he is doing is taking away any big plays.
Testaverde has hit 7 of 12 for 91 yards. 2nd down and 10. Here's the draw. And Highsmith to the 41, so he has a couple. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Let's look at the statistics of that strange first quarter. Rushing yardage, Miami 42-4.
And look at
91 to 3. And look at the time of possession.
That's the big factor there. The passing team, the University of Miami, you would think that they would not have the time of possession on their side, but they are dominating that statistic.
Shows how expert we are. We thought it'd be exactly the other way, and if it was this way, Miami would be leading by 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 8. No score in the ball game. Opening moments of the second quarter. Testaverde, all the time in the world. And goes deep to Brent. It's intercepted. Duffy Cobb to the 25 and returns to the 30-yard line. 15 yards on the return, and Duffy Cobb's his 5th interception. He had 4 during the season. And he has both turnovers for the Nittany Lions. He has the fumble recovery and the interception.
Now, what's Vinny Testaverde doing? You know, those shoving matches, that's supposed to be between big guys, linebacker types. But I told you, he's an athlete, and he gets mixing it up in the middle. He gets a little greedy here. He's got Brian Blades, number 9, wide open. There you see him, bottom of your screen to the right. But he doesn't go to him. He wants the big shot down the middle to Melvin Bratton, and it's Duffy Cobbs who takes it away, his 2nd turnover of the day.
The 30-yard line, Penn State in their own territory. 1st down and no score. And Schaefer with pressure. And he goes deep. Has a man. He's there. Overthrows him. Roundtree could not get to it. Maybe a step away from 6 points. This does not look like Penn State.
No, it doesn't. Those wide receivers aren't supposed to get the black shoes on. I don't think anybody told them that. They're not supposed to be able to run past cornerbacks, but he had it wide open on the corner, getting behind the coverage. And a good throw would have gotten it. Don Ellis, number 29, the best Miami man-to-man cover, beaten by Roundtree on that play.
Darryl Giles has come in. Jerry Hugg has come in. They're now the 2 wide receivers. And it's 2nd and 10, and the give is to the first back, and that's Tim Manoa. And there's Testaverde on the phone with the coaches. George Meyer Jr., the leading tackler for the Kings, making the last stop.
This will be a game of patience for Vinny Testaverde. That defense of Penn State Nittany Lions, they're gambling a lot. They're gambling that with the short passing game, they'll give them that, and that they're going to cough the football up. Well, Miami has done that thus far, but how long will it last?
A gain of 5 to the 35, and it's 3rd and 5 as Pomfret, one of the 2 tight ends, is in motion. Here's pressure, and he hangs it up and out of bounds, way overthrowing Pomfret. And I think Schaefer was just running out of time. Stubbs and Brown were putting the pressure on him. It's going to be 4th down and 5. So Penn State unable to capitalize on the turnover.
They go with the play-action fake on 3rd and 5. I just don't understand it. Who are you going to fool that pretend you're going to run the football in this situation? He throws it far out of bounds, but it was the pressure from Stubbs on the outside that forced Schaefer to get rid of the ball a little bit earlier than maybe he wanted to.
And John Bruno with his 4th punt. David Kintai set for the return. And putting the pressure on was Bubba McDowell. A great punt. Taken back at the 14-yard line. Out to the 20. A flag is down. 2 flags are down. The return near the 25-yard line. Quintus McDonald made the stop. John Bruno with a 47-yard kick. Kintai with a 10-yard return, and we have a pair of flags down.
51-yard punt.
And it's going to be a clipping call against the Canes.
Preliminary
indication clipping against Miami.
And so Miami will start this time from their own 11-yard line.
And it's the kicking game that continually puts Miami back in the hole.
Clipping on the receiving team.
Jimmy Harper, the referee, the officials all from the Southeastern Conference. And we've got a timeout with 13:06. That is the time remaining in the first half, and we have no score between Miami and Penn State.
Look to northwest.
Look who gives you Asia after only 60,000 miles. Europe after only 40,000 miles. And the continental United States after just 20,000 miles. Look whose frequent flyer program serves up the world faster than any other airline.
Look to us, northwest. To know no boundaries, to let yourself run free. To know no boundaries is what the world should be.
Wherever there are investment opportunities, Merrill Lynch is there with the help you need to make the most of them. Because at Merrill Lynch, we believe your world should know no boundaries.
To know no boundaries.
Let's go back in time where Testaverde helping out one of his linemen, Bob. Is this a smart move?
If you're 6'5" and 210 it is. Testaverde is big enough. Giftopoulos comes in and starts a shoving match, and then he takes up for his offensive lineman.
Did you ever do that to anybody?
All my offensive linemen were big enough to take care of themselves.
Miami has the ball at their own 11-yard line, first down, 13:06. Time remaining in the second quarter. Shane Conlon has been replaced now by Keith Karpinski. Conlon, you know, with a little knee problem earlier in the ball game. Warren Williams is in the offensive set as a running back for the Canes. The second back is Williams. And he's to the 17. We'll give him about 6. It's going to be second down and 4. Ray Bauer making the tackle. Mike Russo was also there. Tim Johnson is back in the ball game defensively. Here are the scoring opportunities of Miami.
They've been moving the football there. You see in the middle 34, 38, and 50 yards on their possessions, but it's where they're starting that's giving them problems. Well inside their own territory on 3 occasions.
Second down and 4. Testaverde to throw. Has time. Then he steps forward. He's going to run for it for the second time in the ball game, and he dives at the 20, and they'll mark it down at the 20-yard line. So he picks up 3. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down, and it was his old friend Pete Giftopoulos, number 90, and he had that talking conversation with him earlier, who was there for Penn State.
That offensive line of Miami, give them credit. That was the patchwork group that the coaching staff of the Hurricanes had been worried about the whole time. Pete Giftopoulos there, you see him making the tackle later on. But that offensive line of the Hurricanes doing quite a job protecting Testaverde. He simply doesn't have any receivers open downfield.
Two tight ends on the set, 3rd and 1, trying to dive the left side was Highsmith. And he needed a yard, and I'm not sure if he got it. And the officials are going to bring the chains out for the measurement. You saw the headshot just a moment ago of Pete Giftopoulos. You may have noticed he's from Hamilton, Ontario. And he wants to be a hockey coach.
And he played under Canadian rules when he was up there in high school. 12 men on the field, 120-yard field, although they did have 4 downs when he was playing high school football there instead of the 3 known by the CFL. Do we have the first down? We do, by just a little bit.
At the 21-yard line. And Miami continues to control the clock, whereas you thought that would be Penn State controlling the clock, or at least trying to. But the Miami defense has taken the offense completely out of the hands of the Nittany Lions. Time remaining in the first half. No score. Here's Williams. Slides to the outside. Has maybe 2, as Shane Conlon was there.
Brought down by number
They're going to mark it at the 22.
Conlon, number 31, back into the football game. We mentioned the knee problem early on, but he takes on the offensive lineman. Number 73, Dave Alekna, getting stiffed by Shane Conlon. He looks healthy on that play.
2nd and 9, and a look at the All-America from Frewsburg, New York. Testaverde, and it is there to Brian Blades. And Blades down at the 32-yard line. He'll pick up 10 and should have the first down en route as Duffy Cobbs makes the tackle. Duffy seems to be everywhere. Are they picking on him?
I don't think they're picking on him. He's also almost 20 yards off the ball. He's not going to allow anyone to run past him. Like, as we said earlier, Penn State is playing that gambling type of a defense. They're saying, we'll give you those short passing things. We're going to come up and make the tackle and hopefully cough the ball up. But I don't know if that's good enough to beat Miami tonight. How many times are they going to cough it up? They're very good in the turnover department, only giving up 21 all year long.
It's a first down at the 33-yard line. And here's Highsmith.
Well, to the line, Smith, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 35, Trey Bauer.
A gain of a yard to the 34. It'll be 2nd down and 9 as Trey Bauer makes the tackle.
Pickup of a yard on the play.
Paterno pacing the sideline.
34-yard line.
His overall record, 198 victories. This could be 199, or it could be his 45th loss, or it could be his 3rd time. Here's Brian Blades on the receiving end of a Testaverde pass at the 47-yard line. A pickup of a quick 13 and the first down as Duffy Cobbs again makes a defensive play, and the Canes now all of a sudden have a quick strike offense underway. You got to watch him here.
Well, once again, it's the arm of Testaverde. Some of the pro scouts were telling me early on that they think Testaverde has a stronger arm and quicker feet than Jim Kelly or Kozar, the 2 people that were here before him at the University of Miami. And certainly that's good enough to show that he's going to be the #1 draft choice this year. We've got a flag down on the field.
The official spotted the ball at the 46-yard line on that first down, and here's Jimmy Hartman. Dead ball foul. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Canes. They've gotten hit with that penalty a couple of times previously in the ballgame, and it'll cost them 5. Let's look at that time of possession.
Ball placed down on the Canes 41-yard line.
And that just goes to show that gambling defense of Penn State. Miami is settling for the shorty passing game. Testaverde has got to continue to do that, to be more patient, take what Penn State is giving them. They'll continue to build up that time of possession and move down the field if they can hang on to the football.
First down and 15. And here comes pressure. And he picks up the blitz, and the pass is incomplete. Brian Blades, the intended receiver.
Brian Blades, incomplete. Covering on the play.
The Miami front 7 block absolutely everybody. There you see the blitz coming from the middle. I think that Blades ran this pattern just a little bit too long. When you have that type of a pressure, probably Blades was the hot receiver on the side. He's got to run a shorter pattern to adjust for the pressure. Testaverde was waiting on him and waiting on him. He finally had to release the ball because pressure was on his way.
Testaverde down 9 of 16, 114 yards, and 1 interception. 2nd down. And Vinny to throw again. Over the middle, this one is dropped in and out of the hands of Warren Williams. Should have had that one. Very catchable ball.
From the 41-yard.
Getting back to Bob Greasy's point a little bit before, this time Testaverde does not seem to throw the football too hard. Williams simply drops it. But it is a tendency of a quarterback waiting for that big football game to come around with a little bit of too much on the arm action. That time, though, Williams simply dropped it.
The Canes now with 3 wide receivers, Perryman, Blades, and Irvin. 3rd down and 15. Penn State with a 3-man rush. To the sideline, it is Williams, and he is going to come up short of the first down. He'll pick up 11. He needed 15, and Duffy Cobbs makes the tackle. They're going to spot it at the 47-yard line in Penn State territory. And Jeff Beagles is in to punt. This is his first punt. He, by the way, is from Scottsdale, Arizona, right here in the Valley of the Sun. We asked you if that was did he have home field advantage? And what did he say?
He said the only thing he did was tell the van driver where to go because they were lost sometime going to a banquet.
On the return, it is Jim Coates with the fair catch for Penn State. And 34 yards on the punt by Jeff Fiegels. We've got a timeout, and we have no score in the battle for number 1.
I'm Leona, your automatic teller. Can I help you with a student loan?
No, a car loan, Leona. Fast forward.
Home improvement loan.
It's a General Motors car. Don't get hassled when you finance a new car or truck. Get GMAC financing only at your GM dealer. Is there someone live I could talk with around
Do we have one of our calendars? This is a farm calendar. We also have what they call a print calendar. If I can only find it.
Be right back, Pop.
This bud's for all that you do.
Hey, Pete, come in. This year?
Hey, my glove. I found out Pop worked overtime to pay for it. He was always knocking himself out to give us something better.
Sounds a lot like you.
Budweiser, the king of beers,
Hey, Pop.
salutes everyone who's ever worked for more than just a paycheck.
Thanks. I think that's my line.
This bud's for you.
The best and brightest of the bowls are on NBC. The Hula Bowl spotlights Michigan quarterback Jim Harbaugh, Heisman Trophy runner-up Paul Palmer, and the nation's top senior All-Americans in their final collegiate appearance. January 10th, college football's best and brightest are on NBC Sports. The Sunkist Fiesta Bowl, the national championship. It's brought to you by the Sunkist family of products. The Sunkist name means quality. You have our word on it. By the U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. And by GMAC, the financial services people from General Motors.
This is Charlie Jones along with Jimmy Cefalo and Bob Greasy. Bob, John Schaefer, 1 of 5, 3 yards. He's been sacked twice. A terrible start.
It's a fish out of water, Charlie. He needs a running game so he can throw. He is an average passer at best. He is an intelligent man. He can check off to the run, but he cannot carry this offense by himself.
And here is Dozier, the man who should carry it. He's got the first down, and he is outside the 30. Could this be the spark for Penn State? 19 yards for DJ Dozier. Vinny Blades with the tackle.
It's as if Penn State came in here with stripes on the uniforms and white shoes and everything else, because this is what they are. They're that dry team, the one with the nasty uniforms without the stripes, and the running game. They're the blue-collar team. And now they're getting back to it. DJ Dozier has got to carry the ball 15 to 20 times during this football game if Penn State is going to generate any type of an offense.
And it's a first down at the 33-yard line. Time remaining 8.5 minutes in the second quarter. And the give is the second back, DJ Dozier, and he fumbled the ball and fell on it. And Jerome Brown was right there for the Canes.
Dozier recovered the fumble.
Good penetration that time by Dan Stubbs and Jerome Brown. It seemed like they were in the backfield very quickly, just as the handoff is made. That is Jerome Brown. He gets around the block from the lineman up front. That's number 74, Stan Clayton, who doesn't get a hand on him. The ball is fumbled. DJ Dozier hops on it for Penn State.
Darrell Giles checks in at wide receiver for Eric Hamilton. 2nd and 11. Here comes pressure. Schaefer to throw. And he is hit. They're going to rule it a fumble, and Miami has recovered. Bill Hawkins recovers the fumble. Jerome Brown caused it. And a loss of 9, and the turnover, and the Canes have it.
All right, it seemed like Schaefer was unaware of the player making the tackle down below. That looks like Jerome Brown. The ball comes out, and it seems like it didn't even touch the ground. Did that hit the ground?
Maybe ruled as an interception.
Let's find out. Here's Jerome Brown, number 98, getting to him. The ball does not touch the ground. No, it's an interception.
It's an interception.
That's right. Hawkins gets an interception.
And Miami with the golden opportunity at the Penn State 23-yard line, first down. And here's Highsmith. And he is out of bounds at about the 15. Trey Bauer was the man chasing him for Penn State. So So a gain of 8 yards on the play, and it's going to be 2nd down and 2.
Ball placed down on the Penn State 15-yard line, 2nd and 2.
Highsmith, 10 carries, only 31 yards at the 15-yard line. And here's Highsmith to the left side. And he rambles to about the 7. He's got the first down. Jerome Brown, the All-American defensive tackle for the Canes. Eddie Johnson with the stop. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go at the 7-yard line. And with Penn State seeming Jimmy, they've been hanging on throughout the first half.
Well, they've been fortunate by getting the good field position as far as Penn State's defense is concerned. John Bruner's been keeping them deep in their own territory. This is the first time Miami has had the good field position with their offense.
Conlon coming out. Karpinski is in. And it's 1st down goal to go. Testaverde to throw. And it is there. 1-yard line. Charles Henry, the tight end. And he is upended by Marcus Henderson. It's 2nd down goal to go at the 1.
All right, there you see from ground level, Testaverde looking at his tight end the entire way. He was the primary receiver in between the zone. It's unusual that a team will run the zone this far down inside their own territory, but Penn State is going to do it continually, and it's Charles Henry down in close.
Bratton and Highsmith are the running backs. And it is Bratton over the top. He is met, but the ball just breaks the plane. That's all that it has to do. It is a touchdown. Scoring from a yard out. Melvin Bratton, who scored 8 touchdowns during the season, scores the first touchdown of the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl. Here it is.
You want to know why Melvin Bratton will be a first-round draft choice when he comes out of school? That's why. Because he's not afraid to throw his body around and leap over the top. He knows the linebacker is doing the same thing from the other side of the line of scrimmage, but he gets in for the touchdown.
The extra point is up, and it is good. As Greg Cox has the extra point, and Bratton scores the touchdown.
Penetration good by the Penn State Nittany Lions on the defensive side of the line of scrimmage, but it's tough to do it when somebody goes over the top, and Bratton gets the first score of the night. Miami 7-0 over Penn State.
We're not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts. People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual. People who become your friends for life. People just like you. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America. Oh yeah.
It's the rhythm on the road. It's the pulse on the street. City and town, a magic sound.
Feel the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet.
That's today, Chevrolet.
Coming Sunday.
Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
I didn't come here to rescue Rambo from you. I came here to rescue you from him.
Sylvester Stallone takes on everyone and blows your new year sky high. First Blood, Sunday.
With 6 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the first half. Melvin Bratton scoring the first touchdown of the ball game from a yard out. It was set up by Bill Hawkins with that interception. And the plays thus far and the total yardage thus far. Penn State held to 20 total yards. Miami 204, 40 plays to 17. And Mark Seelig to kick off with Blair Thomas and Jim Coates set for the return. At the 15-yard line, here is Coates. Hit at the 20. Slips a couple of tackles and returns to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line, where Bernard Clark, the middle linebacker, makes the stop.
Coach with the ball. Tackled by Bernard Clark.
1986 Orange Bowl, 10 of 22, 74 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Coming into this 1986 football season, because of that performance, some of the Penn State fans were calling for Matt Kisner, the backup quarterback, to take over the reins for John Schaefer. That did not happen. Schaefer had a good football year. We'll find out if Joe Paterno decides to go with Kisner if this continues.
And here's DJ Dozier. And Dozier, a little head fake, and he'll pick up about 9 yards on the play. Benny Blades makes the tackle. Dozier, 6 carries, 45 yards. His DJ, not his name. William Henry is his name.
Why do they call him DJ?
Dad name was Deke, and he was Deke Jr., became D Jr., and then DJ. It's normal progression of a first name.
Makes perfect sense to me.
It does to me, too. That's the scary part. All right. Second down and 3 as they spotted at the 33-yard line. Dozier showing a little motion, and here's Steve Smith. Derwin Jones is there for the Canes defense.
Brought down by number 22.
We said earlier that DJ Dozier is a tough football player, but so is Meyer right down the bottom of your screen. There you see Dozier and Meyer going at it. A couple of blows by both sides. Hey, it's over, guys. You can stop it now, all right? Yeah, DJ points, hey, he was punching me.
Third and 1.
A gain of a couple to the 35. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. George Meyer Jr., of course, his father, the great Miami quarterback. First down and goes out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line as Don Ellis moved up from defensive cornerback. So we'll mark it at the 39 and a first down. And now back to the type of offense you expect to see from Penn State. And later in tonight's game, we'll be selecting the outstanding player from each team, and Sunkist will donate a total of $5,000 to each school's general scholarship fund in their names.
But why wait an entire quarter to go to the offense that's carried you to 11-0? Here we go for a national championship football game, and Penn State is trying to throw the football with John Schaefer. As Bob said, that's not the way to get it done.
And here is Schaefer again. They want to set a screen, and he throws it up for grabs, and it is tipped and knocked around and is going to come up incomplete. Stubbs was putting the pressure on John Schaefer.
Second and 10 from the 39-yard line.
And he just threw it up for grabs.
He certainly did. Stubbs is the career sack leader at the University of Miami. He's got 30. He had 17 alone this past year. There you see the pressure from the top of the screen. He's running right past. We might have had a holding call over there by the offensive lineman for the Nittany Lions. He seemed like he had a handful, number 57, Chris Conlon. And it was Schaefer who threw the ball away, and if it wasn't a good defensive play by DJ Dozier to knock the ball down, it would have been an interception by the Hurricanes.
And it's 2nd and 10. And here's Dozier on the counter, started left, came back right, and sitting there waiting for him was Jerome Brown. So they'll lose a couple of yards, and let's go to Bob Greasy.
Loss of 2 yards on the play, all on the
Jerome Brown is having an outstanding day, mainly a pass rusher. Jimmy, you ask about the change in thinking for Penn State. Joe Paterno told us yesterday he was going to change some things, both defensively and offensively, and obviously trying to throw first and run second has not worked for him tonight.
And he has to throw here. It's 3rd down and 12, deep over the middle. It is there. It is caught. Eric Hamilton pulls it in, a big first down, converting on 3rd and 12. Tolbert Bain makes the stop. And a gain of 23 yards. Jimmy.
Good vision on the part of John Schaefer. Eric Hamilton was not his first choice for a receiver. There you see a couple of pumps, then he finally pulls it back and delivers it a good strong throw. Tolbert Bain in to make the tackle. But good vision on the part of John Schaefer. And let's find out now if that good play by his part will affect his confidence and maybe get him to throw a few more completions or not.
First down at the Miami 40-yard line. Miami out in front, 7-0. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. And here's DJ Dozier stepping to the outside. Defense strings him out and pulls him down right at the 40-yard line.
42 DJ Dozier brought down by number 18.
Tolbert Bain was there for the Canes. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Ball will be placed out on the 41-yard line. Check that, the 39-yard line.
Second and 10 at the Miami 40. Jimmy Johnson, the head coach of the Canes. 20. Back-to-back plays of more than 40 yards. Randy Shannon with the tackle.
Canes 21-yard line. Pick up 18 yards on the play. First down.
And here's another look.
Good blocking on the part of the offensive line of Penn State, opening a wide gap for the running back Tim Manoa to get up and through.
They spot it at the 21-yard line, and it's a first down. And here's Manoa again, and he just plows. Ball pops loose, but the whistle had been blown at the 17-yard line. He'll have 4. It's second down and 6 as George Meyer Jr. and Randy Shannon make the tackle. Tim Manoa is from Tonga, and his parents had never seen him play in a college football game.
That until the Pittsburgh game, the last regular season game for the Nittany Lions this past year, and the team, the Penn State seniors and the rest of the club, put money together, enough money to send them from Tonga to watch their son play in the first ever college football game for them.
Manoa comes out for a breather. Steve Smith comes in, and Schaefer to throw. And it is high, and it is incomplete. He was going to Eric Hamilton. Don Ellis had the coverage, and it's going to be third down and 6. Schaefer is now 2 of 8 for 26 yards, and let's look at the reverse angle.
On the 17-yard line.
This is a post corner. The receiver first broke toward the post, then back to the corner, but a good play by the quarterback on that side, number 29, Don Ellis, to break it up.
And it's third and 6 at the 17. 2:09. That is the time remaining in the first half. Miami leads 7-0. Here's Schaefer rolling and throwing. The pass is complete. Manoa has it, and he is out of bounds at the 5-yard line. He picks up 12. It'll be first down and goal to go as Penn State tries to piece together a 74-yard drive. Vinny Blades makes the tackle along with Victor Morris.
Charlie, this is the type of passing that Schaefer can do best. Half roll, throw to your back, the easy stuff. Don't get too sophisticated. It's important that he stays within himself and not try to be another Vinny Testaverde.
And the Canes want a timeout, so they stop the clock with 2:02 left to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Miami leads. The Nittany Lions are threatening.
This new Bonneville really moves, huh? Let me tell you.
We built a sleek new driving machine.
Sports sedan, huh? How's it handle?
Let me tell you.
Filled with the feel for the road.
That motor vehicle's pretty powerful, isn't it? Well, I really couldn't say. Well, let me tell you.
We built excitement.
Bonneville!
Pontiac.
All I had was a salad and a little dressing to make it taste good. That's hardly any calories.
I only had broiled fish for lunch. That's not fattening.
Just broccoli with a little butter. It's nothing.
Hey, if you're gonna eat light, then do it right. With a squeeze of fresh sun-kissed lemon. You get a lot of flavor, not a lot of calories. Sun-kissed lemon. You can count on it for flavor. You have our word on it.
Here at the Sunkist Fiesta Bowl, the national championship on the line. Miami leading Penn State 7-0 thus far in the first half until this drive. The ball game offensively and defensively dominated by the Canes. And now Penn State starting at their own 26-yard line. John Schaefer maybe with a little bit more confidence. DJ Dozier and Tim Manoa, the running backs. Eric Hamilton with a key reception. The ball is to the 5-yard line. It is first down and goal to go. Penn State trying to go for the tie with 2:02 left to go in the first half. It's Manoa. Ball is loose, and it is recovered by Penn State. It was Darrell Giles who recovered the fumble.
Fumble recovered by number 28.
Second down, goal to go at the 4-yard line. Manoa spinning out to the left.
1 yard.
It's just knocked loose.
Second and goal from the 4.
Offensive changes for Penn State, defensive changes for Miami. 9 seconds now on the 25-second clock. Penn State will have to hurry. 3, 2, They get it off with a second to go. Schaefer rolling, wants to throw. It's open to run, and he dives for it, and he's got it. John Schaefer from GOAT to hero as he scores the touchdown. Massimo Manca will now try to go for the tie. Matt Kisner to hold. Greg Truitt the snapper. And it's good. And we are tied at 7.
All right, Schaefer on the bootleg. He's got two options here. Either the run it in or he has Seiberling, his favorite tight end, in the corner of the end zone. There you see that little fake helped him out. The defensive back leaped in the air, and it just gave Schaefer the corner of the end zone. He dives in for the score.
74 yards on the drive. The reaction of John Schaefer as he moves the Nittany Lions in 12 plays for the tie. We'll be back with a kickoff.
This high-performance drink cleans your fuel system to help maintain peak performance. STP gas treatment, the high-performance drink for your car.
There's a tendency in business to focus on the big picture. But at Cigna, we realize the big picture is actually made up of millions of smaller pictures, which is why our companies provide an array of insurance, healthcare, employee benefits, and financial services to millions of individuals and thousands of businesses. One person at a time. Cigna, personalized service to business around the world.
I love the look of his heavy beard, but when I want to get close...
Announcing Noxzema for heavy beards. Its special energized foam turns that sandpaper into...
silk.
From Noxzema, the first shave cream for heavy beards.
A minute and 14 seconds left to go in the first half. Be sure to stay with us at halftime. Bob Costas, of course, will be here. Ahmad Rashad and Bob Costas will be live with President Reagan from the White House. Massimo Manca will be kicking off for Penn State. J.C. Penney, number 21, the deep back to return for the Canes. J.C., it's James Claw. And he was James, Jim, and Jimmy until the 11th grade when a writer in his hometown of Youngstown, Ohio said, you know, James, that's J.C., and one of the great names in sports. And in merchandising, too, of course. Manca kicking off. And Penney takes it at the 1-yard line. JC's to the 10. Has a block, makes a cut at the 20. Nice return to the 25-yard line. So he has 24 yards on the return. And the scoring drive of Penn State. 74 yards, 12 plays. Used up some time. 5:24, and Schaefer with that 4-yard run.
24 yards on the play.
And Miami now from their own 25-yard line with 1:07 left to go. Do you go deep right now?
No, I still think you stay with your offense. They've got the ability to move it downfield. No sense in going deep right off the bat, although that's what Testaverde likes to do.
And has the time, and now the time runs out as he goes short to Bratton, and it's incomplete. And it'll be second down and 10. Duffy Cobbs picked up the coverage. Miami with only one timeout remaining. Now 1:01 left to go at second and 10 back at their own 25.
Charlie, I think what Penn State has done has frustrated Miami and Vinny Testaverde. They're not giving him anything deep, and I think Paterno is very happy to go in at halftime, 7-7. He said he hoped it would be a defensive struggle.
Second and 10. 4 out of the pattern. Here's pressure. A stiff arm pushes him away. Turns back, fires, pass is complete as he goes to Perryman, and he is cut down at the 35-yard line by Duffy Cobbs, and it's right at the first down marker. And it is a first down. 51 seconds, that is the time remaining, and of course the clock wound when at the ready from the referee. Two-man Penn State, and the pass is low to the outside and incomplete. Irvin, the intended receiver. And I think that the mind games of Joe Paterno is paying off because Testaverde is not as sharp with the long layoff that he's had.
Well, this is what they're doing unusually. The Nittany Lions are blitzing people, but they're playing zone behind it. Usually when you blitz somebody, before when you mentioned the stiff arm that Vinny Testaverde gave to number 3 Marcus Henderson, he's the strong safety. Normally you would expect to find man-to-man coverage with that situation, but they're playing the zone, forcing Testaverde to try to find the open area.
He does have open receivers, but he has to find it. Second down and 10. 4 men on the rush. Goes deep to the left and finds him. This time it's Brian Blades. And Blades is out of bounds at the 42-yard line in Penn State territory. A gain of 23 yards on the play. Eddie Johnson was there for Penn State. We have 30 seconds left to go in the first half, and we are tied at 7. They marked the ball at the 45-yard line in Penn State territory. With 18 seconds and counting on the 25-second clock and 30 seconds left in the first half. 7-7 tie as Perryman comes wide to the near side, and Irvin is in the slot right. Highsmith goes out in the pattern. Bratton stays in the block, and here's the pressure. Matt Patchen makes the play for Miami. And it will end up as a loss of 22, and Miami takes their last timeout. So we'll take a timeout with 21 seconds left to go in the first half and be back in just a moment.
This is an AT&T Long Distance Command Center where our engineers make sure your calls go right through. It's a unique system only AT&T can bring you, with thousands of ways to get from here to there. And there are 7 more centers like it, because we're not about to take chances that busy circuits could keep you waiting.
Well, she definitely has my hair.
For over 100 years, when you reached out, we were there, and you can keep it that way. AT&T, the right choice.
Why do 32 million Americans protect their engines with Quaker State motor oil? Because they're car-caring people who want only the best for their engines. Here, Quaker State quality stands up to the constant pounding, heat, and friction that breaks down motor oil. You can see Quaker State quality, the pure protection that comes from our state-of-the-art formula that can't be beat.
Quaker State people, reaching for the best.
Let me make a correction on the loss of yardage. It is now second down and 22. The ball back at the Miami 43. We are tied 7-7. 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Both backs stay in the block this time for Testaverde. He wants to go long, and he does far side. And it is incomplete. Brian Blades, the intended receiver, and Eddie Johnson breaks it up. And it's going to be third down and 22 with 13 seconds left to go in the first half.
And Eddie Johnson just takes a slight gamble here. If he misses this ball, Brian Blades goes down the sideline with no one to touch him. There's a long throw on the part of Testaverde, but he did have enough on the ball to make sure that Johnson did not get in front for an interception.
Testaverde now 13 of 24, 161 yards, and a touchdown. 13 seconds left to go second quarter. Conlon comes on the blitz, can't get to him. Testaverde rolls, throws, pass is complete to Irvin. Irvin heads for the sideline. He wants to stop the clock. He goes out at the 34-yard line with 3 seconds left. 23 yards on the play. And Mark Seelig is in with a field goal attempt. And he has hit this year from 47, 48, and 49 yards, but a flag back at the 44-yard line. And that's the reason you see Seelig coming back to the sideline. And the penalty will be marked off against Miami. And here's the call from Jimmy Harper.
Beyond the line, we threw the ball. Loss of down.
Ineligible receiver beyond the line when he threw the ball. And it is a loss of down. With 3 seconds to go.
Loss of down. Penalty of 5 yards.
Charlie, with the way the Penn State defense is playing, they're playing so deep it's a prevent. Miami could try a Hail Mary, but hope for an interference. But interference in college is different than pro. I doubt if we'll see it.
And They go with a straight handoff with Highsmith trying to break it up front, and he goes to the 42-yard line of Penn State as time runs out in the first half. He picks up 18 yards on the play, but the first half comes to a close, and we are tied at 7-7 between the Hurricanes of Miami, the Nittany Lions of Penn State, in the battle for number 1. Now let's go down to Ahmad.
All right, Coach, one of the things you wanted to do is to keep their offense off the field. You did that pretty well first half.
Well, no, we didn't do it. We're not doing well enough offensively. We've got to do a little better job getting into some kind of a rhythm. We're jumping all over the place. I thought that last drive was pretty good, but we've got to do a little bit more of that.
All right, that's what you expect to do coming out the second half. Get some more rhythm.
We got to get a little better balance. We got to do a little better job with our pass protection. They're doing a couple of things in there that got us confused. And Brown's tough. We got to figure a way to maybe double him up a little bit.
All right, good luck to you, Coach. All right, back up to you, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Ahmad. So the first half has come to a close. A little shaky in the start. The Hurricanes defense exceptionally well. They set up the touchdown drive of Miami's. It was only 23 yards in 4 plays. Bill Hawkins started off with the interception. Then Penn State came back with their long drive of 74 yards. Schaefer scoring from a yard out. It's 7-7 tie. Halftime activities will continue in a moment. And that means that we'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
By popular demand, Remington's back.
Irrevocably married.
If you thought their wedding was wild, wait till you see the honeymoon.
Welcome to Mexico.
Will they both take a plunge with the wrong date?
You want the official version or the truth?
A 2-hour Remington Steal, Monday.
The John Wanamaker 2-day sale. This Friday and Saturday. Ring in the new year by ringing up savings of 20 to 50% throughout the store. This Friday and Saturday, winter fashions, fabulous accessories, and the best home furnishings will be priced right. So start the new year right at the John Wanamaker 2-day sale. Today, all stores open early till late. Saturday, stores open at 10. It's the John Wanamaker 2-day sale.
It's your money, son. But if you want my advice, buy another Subaru.
Sure, Dad.
I thought we agreed you'd buy a Subaru.
But, Dad, I did. The new Subaru XT Coupe.
$500 factory rebate on 1986 Subaru XT. Offer extended through January. The Mummers Parade has been postponed. See it Saturday, January 3rd at 8 a.m. on Channel 3.
The battle for number 1, and at halftime, nothing's been settled yet. Penn State 7, Miami 7. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bob Costas. Coming up on the halftime show, we'll, of course, have highlights. Ahmad Rashad will visit with Jim Kelly and Kurt Warner, a pair of NFL stars who played respectively in the college ranks with Miami and Penn State. We'll also be privileged to have a chance to talk with President Reagan, who has been watching the game tonight from the White House. But first of all, a chance to catch up on some national and international headlines. And with us is broadcaster and football fan Tom Brokaw.
Thanks, Bob. Good evening, everyone. The known death toll now in that Puerto Rico hotel fire now stands at 95. Investigators have been searching the Blackened Ballroom and the casino section at the base of the DuPont Plaza Hotel for the remains of the missing and for any signs of incendiary devices. Several tourists say that they were warned that there would be a strike and bombings. So far, however, officials have not reported finding any evidence of arson. Students in Beijing took to the streets once again today. The Chinese government has condemned these demonstrations, and it has also made a few arrests. But diplomats in the Chinese capital say that the government there hasn't cracked down harder because so far the students have failed to influence the Chinese masses. Now this.
When the Braeburn Country Club set up their computer system, they called Contel. Good call. Contel also designed a computerized news update system used by 35,000 stockbrokers. For Contel, I'm Charlton Heston.
was some very nasty weather in the northeastern part of the United States today. 15-foot waves broke over seawalls in Massachusetts as high winds joined with unusually high tides caused by a rare alignment of the sun, moon, and earth. Beach houses in Long Island, New York were surrounded by the ocean, and all roads leading to Atlantic City, New Jersey were closed off. The rain was heavy along the coast, and close to a foot of snow fell in some places inland. President Reagan returned to the White House from a West Coast vacation today. He goes into the hospital on Sunday for prostate surgery. He's also going to submit to Congress a $1 trillion budget. That's the biggest yet. It does include some aid to the Contras, but it also calls for deep cuts in many domestic programs. Orders to American factories jumped more than 4% in November, but analysts say that's not quite as good as it sounds because most of that increase came from defense spending and from some efforts to beat the new tax law. I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News. Now back to Bob Costas, my partner. Robert?
Tom, thanks very much, and along with the rest of America, enjoy the second half. Let's catch up on highlights of the first half. Although we're tied, Miami did significantly outgame Penn State through most of the first half. However, the punting of John Bruno was a key for Penn State. He had a couple down inside the 10-yard line, including this one in the first quarter, which was batted back and then downed at around the 1. So Miami had some bad field position. And the Penn State defense turned in some big plays. Watch this reception as Testaverde throws to Mike Irvin of the Hurricanes. He's hit by Ray Isom, and the fumble is recovered by Duffy Cobbs, the senior from Alexandria, Virginia, who had a big first half for Penn State. We're in the second quarter here. Melvin Bratton is Testaverde's intended target, but here comes Cobbs again with the interception. And another Miami drive is thwarted. We'll move ahead to second quarter action now with Penn State in control. And John Schaefer, who did not have a good first half, has the ball slipped from his grasp, and Bill Hawkins comes up with it for Miami. They are able to capitalize after taking over deep in Penn State territory. It's Bratton who scores from the 2, and they lead 7-0. However, sparked by the running of DJ Dozier, Penn State drives deep into Miami territory late in the half, and Schaefer rolls right and dives into the end zone to tie the game up at 7 apiece. Now let's go down to the field and join Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Bobby, these universities put out some great football players, and I'm here with two of them, Jim Kelly from the University of Miami and the Buffalo Bills, and Kurt Warner from Penn State and the Seattle Seahawks. All right, Jim, you first. Your impressions of the first half.
I'll tell you what, it's tough. Our defense looks what's been going on so far. I'll tell you what, it's going to be exciting. You never can tell what Coach Turner's going to throw at you.
What about Vinny Testaverde? What were your impressions of him this first half?
Oh, yeah, he is a strong arm. Receivers going to have to start hanging on the ball a little more, but in due time it'll come around, but it's going to be a good second half. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Kurt, Penn State in their vaunted running attack. What about DJ Dozier?
I think DJ has played well. There's been periods that he's gotten the ball and then he hasn't gotten the ball. And I think if he gets the ball on a consistent basis, I think he's really going to do well.
A lot of people thought that Miami was going to blow this team right out of here. What'd you think?
I don't think so. The Penn State defense is just, it has a tradition of stopping highly talented Heisman Trophy winners. And they've done a good job thus far. But we have a second half, and you never know what can happen.
All right, talking about Heisman Trophy winners, at one time at the University of Miami, they had Bernie Kosar, yourself, and Vinny Testaverde. You two went off to become big stars in the National Football League. What do you predict for Bernie?
Vinny, I think he's going to do. I think he's going to do the same thing. He's got a strong arm. He had great people around him, and to be a good quarterback, you have to have the receivers and offense line. He's shown that he has it right here. It's a matter of what team he gets hooked up with. It looks like maybe Tampa Bay, and I wish him all the luck in the world. It couldn't happen to a better guy, and hopefully he can go on to do what me and Bernie has done so far.
What was it like being on a team with all three quarterbacks like that?
I'll tell you what, it was tough at the beginning because you had Bernie and then you had Vinny. It was just a matter of who was going to get the chance first, and Bernie did. And I think Vinny has a lot to thank Bernie for in one respect, and that's leaving a little early so you get his chance to show what he can do. And I'll tell you what, three good quarterbacks, and hopefully it'll be one after him.
All right, now let's talk about your season with the Seattle Seahawks. You guys, at the end of the season, were as strong as anybody in the league, but you had a big dip in the middle.
That's what happened. We hit like a rock wall about 4 games, and we couldn't get the ball moving down the field at all. And it was just everything was going bad against us at that particular time. But at the last 5 games of the season, I thought we were probably the hottest team in the NFL. Just unfortunate that we couldn't put it together and win enough games when we were having that down spell to maybe go 11-5 instead of 10-6. And you can't complain. That's the way the system is, and if you lose, you're out. If you win, you're in, and that's just the way it is.
Put you on the spot. Denver, New England on Sunday.
You are putting me on the spot. Yes. Because they're in Denver, I would go with Denver, but I have a lot of respect for New England.
Oh, too late. You went with Denver. Cleveland Jets tomorrow on the spot.
Cleveland Browns and Bernie Kosar.
All right, Bob. Back up to you.
Okay, Ahmad, thanks very much. In just a moment, we'll visit with President Reagan from the White House. But right now, while we have an opportunity, and as is customary on these college football telecasts, we bring you a message from each of the schools, Miami and Penn State.
University of Miami is an oasis of academic excellence located in one of the most beautiful suburbs in South Florida, Coral Gables. A private institution with just 8,000 undergraduate students, the University of Miami is selective in its recruitment. Students here receive a personalized education that gives them the tools they need to succeed in any endeavor. Included in our wide range of majors are some of the most unique programs in the country. Innovative courses such as music engineering and marine science. A variety of honors programs are available to top students, some assuring freshman entry to our medical school, law school, or other graduate programs. The University of Miami is a major research institution, giving students access to professors whose research is pushing the very leading edge of knowledge. It's a great place to learn, a great place to live. Expand your horizons at the University of Miami.
In 1906, Homer Braddock graduated from Penn State and left the Vale of Old Mount Nittany. Although he lived to celebrate his 100th birthday, he never forgot his alma mater. In 1984, Homer Braddock died, still remembering. To Penn State, he left over $5 million, asking only that it be used to create scholarships in Penn State's College of Science. His legacy is now bringing some of the country's highest achieving students to Penn State.
I was impressed with the research facilities and the fact that I would be able to do research as a freshman. And right now I'm doing research in protein metabolism and the breakdown of amino acids. And I will begin recombinant DNA work in relation to this particular problem.
Homer Braddock remembered Penn State. For generations, Penn State will be remembering Homer Braddock.
Thanks to Miami and Penn State for providing those messages. In some places, this may have been billed as an interview with President Reagan. In fact, there's a time and place for everything, and this is not the time, we don't have sufficient time, nor is it the proper forum, to conduct a true interview. Instead, it is a brief chat with our chief executive, and we're honored to have been asked to do that. So let's switch now to the White House in Washington, D.C., and Mr. President, as a former sportscaster yourself, I wonder if you'd critique the work of Charlie Jones and the NBC crew tonight.
Well, I think it's been just great, and I've been enjoying every minute of this. I, of course, have to tell you that having done all of my broadcasting on radio, I don't envy those of you who have to talk on television, because I liked it better when the audience had to wait to find out from you what was going on.
Mr. President, I'm sure as a former sports broadcaster and a man experienced in the media, you'll appreciate this problem. The nation can hear you, and I can't. So I'll just have to roll with the punches on the interview as we're having some technical difficulties. I know that one of your first experiences as a sports broadcaster, in fact, your audition was to recreate a football broadcast, and that's how you got your first job. Could you tell us about that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, my first time on the air to broadcast was to broadcast the Iowa-Minnesota homecoming football game. But it's true, the audition was, you might say, almost an accident. I had been knocking on doors and asking for jobs for a long time and hitchhiking around the Middle West, and discouraged once again as I left the office of a program director, WOC Davenport, WHO Des Moines. I said, just expressed the desire that I'd like to be a sports announcer. And fortunately, the elevator wasn't at the floor when I got there, because this gentleman came hobbling down. He was somewhat handicapped and 2 canes, caught me at the elevator and said, "What's that you said about sports?" I told him that's what I wanted to do, and he asked me if I could imagine a football game and tell him about it, and I said I thought I could. He took me in a studio, my first time to ever be in a radio studio, stood me in front of a mic, said, when the red light goes on, start broadcasting an imaginary football game. Well, I didn't exactly imagine it. The previous season, I was just fresh out of college. The previous season, we had won a game in the last 20 seconds with an off-tackle smash in which I, as the right guard, was supposed to take the first man in the secondary, which made it possible for our quarterback to make the play. And in the game, I missed my block. And I don't know to this day how Bud Cole scored as he did. I didn't miss the block in the recreation. I delivered a block that I described in great detail and cleared the path for Bud Cole. But it was I chose to go in the fourth quarter, and about 15 minutes of all of that, and then that fabulous touchdown finish, and finally just grabbed the stem of the mic and said, that's all I can do. He came in and told me to be there Saturday. I was broadcasting the Iowa-Minnesota game.
Mr. President, I know you have strong feelings about the proper place of college sports in America, keeping it in proper perspective. Would you share those thoughts with us, please?
Well, yes. I think it's awfully easy to get carried away and sort of make players feel that they're not really students of the college. They're sort of hired hands to be there and play. I hope that isn't widespread, and I don't think it should be. I think that the old college try and the college spirit is really the thing that makes college football great. And I think that the students are there, or the players are there as students, and they should be there with that in mind.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish your story, please, sir.
No. I was just going to say I think that a number of schools are coming around to that realization. I first heard what it was like from a fellow who had been a star quarterback on a big university team. And I'm not going to name the university, but he quit and he came to the school that I had gone to, a little college in Illinois called Eureka College, because he lived in an athletic dorm. He ate at an athletic table. He just didn't feel that he was a member of the student body. And he came to that little school where he loved it.
Mr. President, we all wish you well as you face surgery in the next few days, and we want to extend from all of us here at NBC Sports our thanks for the time you spent with us, and a Happy New Year to you.
Well, thank you. A Happy New Year to you, and your good wishes. It really, what I'm going in for is kind of a breeze. I've been there before. So don't waste any sympathy. I don't feel ill at all. But I'm enjoying this game, and it's been a thriller, and I'll be watching for this next half.
Thanks very much, Mr. President. The kickoff is coming up shortly to start the third quarter, and we'll continue following these messages from your local stations.
There are only two things that are better than football, and the other one is Stingray. The hard-driving hero with his own set of rules.
Someday, Arnie, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to ask you for a favor. Whatever it is, you must do it.
It's a whole new game, and this time he's playing for keeps.
You owe me.
Catch the return of Stingray, Friday, January 9th.
This is the time. This is the place.
Notice the rising prices of Japanese pickups? Instead of the Toyota SR5, I bought a Ford Ranger STX. It's quality built. The Toyota Turbo can't beat Ranger's V6 for power. And the Ford Ranger STX was over $1,900 less than a comparably equipped SR5. You got a yen for better value? Buy the Ford Ranger STX.
Test drive Ford Ranger at your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
I'm Steve Wynn, and this is the brand new Golden Nugget. More beautiful and elegant than ever before. How are you? Hi. And now, in our TV commercials, no more jokes. Just class and dignity.
That's what I like about this place, class and dignity. Marvelous idea, yes.
The Mummers Parade has been postponed. See it Saturday, January 3rd at 8 a.m. on Channel 3.
All right, Coach, your impressions the first half.
Well, it was quite a battle. That's what we were expecting. We knew it was going to be a 60-minute ball game. A couple of penalties really hurt us there in the first half. I felt like if we hadn't had the penalties, we could have put some points on the board because, Penn State didn't really stop us. We turned it over a couple of times, and then we had penalties that stopped us.
What could you possibly say to your team at halftime?
Well, yeah, I told them that they had two little plays offensively that we got caught out of position on, and we corrected that, and so we can stop them defensively. Our offense, we stopped ourselves. If we eliminate the turnovers, hold on to the football, eliminate the penalties, we'll put points on the board.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you in the second half.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
All right, back to you, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Ahmad.